one of the other things that's happened is how would you say, reverence for the Middle East and for the values that have been coming out of that. What is unique about the dating scene in Dubai? Let's say that there's someone listening who's never been, or that they know about Dubai is what they've seen on a couple of TikTok videos. What's interesting or different about the dating scene out there?
I would say Dubai is not very representative of the Middle East. It's got a completely different culture to like Muslim values and culture in general. The reason being is it is a playground for the rich and beautiful. The entire city is Beverly Hills. So what happens is the richest men in the world flock to Dubai. It's got amazing perks if you want to make a lot of money. It's where it is. And any city where there's rich men, there are beautiful women. It's just always the case. Wherever there's rich men, there's beautiful women. So the playground is completely different. It really separates the men from the boys, both for men and women. So what happens is the woman has to really feel like everybody's her competition. So if she hasn't worked on anything besides her looks, she's going to find it's a difficult place to meet people, because if you think you're the prettiest girl in the room, there'll be another pretty girl. There'll be another pretty girl there. So it's hard for her to stand out. And for the rich guy, if he leads with money, he will learn that's not enough for the women out here, because she knows 100 millionaires. So what happens is both these people who brought their trophies to come to Dubai, the beautiful girl and the rich man, realize that here it's a dime a dozen. So you have to bring something else to the table. But the problem is the culture and the environment is so distracting. It's difficult for partnerships to connect and last a really long time, even though everybody's craving it. Most people here are expats. They haven't got their mom and dad and cousins and family. So they're craving a sense of home, but because it feels like it's so far-fetched, like the ego defenses come in and they just think, well, I might as well just play in the mud while I'm here. So it's slightly different to the rest of the Middle East, I would say.
Do more options mean more happiness?
It's the exact opposite. More options means less happiness. They've done so many studies where they looked at people's reactions to food in a food court compared to a home cooked meal, or even paintings when they had lots of choices or just given one. There's always higher satisfaction when there's no alternatives, because your brain then doesn't imagine alternatives. But our brain has this ability where it can literally experience what we imagine. If I say to you, imagine ketchup on ice cream, you can almost taste that. If you think about it enough, you can taste it. When you have alternatives, imagining the alternative is enough for you to start a desire there. And when you don't have alternatives, you kind of stay focused. But when you do have alternatives, it means the satisfaction is reversed.
So in a place like Dubai that is swimming with lots of people with lots of money and lots of women filled with lots of silicon, there are a lot of distractions.
Endless distractions. And even if it's not the women, it's the environment. Restaurants are fantastic. The bars and clubs and stuff to do. The beaches are amazing. The water will dance for you. You sit and have dinner and the water fountains will go off. There is just such so much pleasure everywhere. I mean, it really suits me well, because I am quite extrovert, and I would never say it in a bad way. For me, it works well. But for anybody who craves more of a calm, peaceful environment, I don't know how conducive a city like this would be.
I think that you're right. I wonder about what the Muslim community thinks of the recent trend of white Western guys saying that they're going to convert, that they're now going to follow. Has this been a conversation that you've had with your dad or anybody from your...
Yeah, do you know what? It is becoming common. I do think Andrew has a part to play in that. I think Andrew has had a part to play in it. And I think in general, it's... I think what's happened is the left has become so loud that people are seeking conservatism again. And I think that because Dubai has become popular and the idea of the whole gender debate and women becoming so promiscuous, now people are thinking, I need a solution. I need a fix.
Well, fuck me. If you're looking for not promiscuous women, Dubai is not necessarily the place to go. And if you're looking for a real representation of Islam, Dubai is also not the place to go.
The last place to go, I would say. If you're looking for a non-promiscuous woman, there is nowhere worse than Dubai, because the promiscuity in Dubai amongst men and women. But like I always say, it's the only city in the world where the women are far more promiscuous than the men. far more, because what's happened to the women in, I don't want to say too much, but what's happened to the women that come to rich cities is they come emotionally detached. They come with the idea that I want to meet a rich man. Now that woman is completely different to the woman that comes to a city and says, I want to fall in love and have kids. Now that emotionally detached woman who comes, I want a good life, is never emotionally invested. And here's the mistake a lot of rich men make. They seem to think that if they can support a girl and give her a good life, loyalty is a given. But what they're forgetting is a woman that craves a good life doesn't seek emotional intimacy. She seeks financial intimacy. Now, any woman who doesn't seek emotional intimacy is far more likely to stray. So they're the most likely to be cheated on is these men that spoil their women. Because loyal women want to be spoiled by time. They don't want to be spoiled by possessions. And a lot of these successful men don't have time. So they naturally filter out loyal women and get the ones that are okay with a financial investment.
That's, again, another difficult sort of hypocrisy or tough circle to square from men's